All right, let's dive into some political intrigue.
Sounds good.
Today we're going to tackle the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server.
Ooh.
Our listeners wanted a breakdown of this case, so we got some excerpts from an interview between Congressman Jason Chaffetz and former FBI Director James Comey.
Oh, yeah.
Buckle up, because we're talking immunity agreements,
Okay.
deleted emails, even the use of BleachBit to permanently erase data.
Well, the thing about this investigation is that it wasn't originally about the private server.
No.
It was about classified information ending up on a computer in a non-secure environment.
So, how did that even happen?
That's a great question, and that's what set the whole investigation in motion.
So they start seizing computers.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty big deal to just hand over your computer to the FBI.
Yeah, I mean, most cases you would be right to be a little cautious.
Right.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Right.
The FBI seized at least one computer and a thumb drive without any kind of immunity agreement.
Hold on. Immunity agreement?
Yeah.
What's that?
Basically, it means you're protected from being prosecuted for anything you might confess to while giving testimony.
Oh.
So those people weren't worried about incriminating themselves.
Okay, so why were immunity agreements necessary for Cheryl Mills and Heather Samuelson,
Yeah.
two of Clinton's age, to hand over their computers?
That's exactly what Chaffetz wanted to know,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
special treatment.
Right.
Unfortunately, Comey wouldn't really give specifics.
Oh, come on.
He said attorney-client privilege,
Ugh,
and that it was the Justice Department's decision.
so frustrating.
Yeah, it just makes you wonder what they were trying to hide.
Right.
Like, they must have had something incriminating on those computers.
Yeah, otherwise why need immunity?
Exactly.
Okay, so now this technician, Wal Gambetta, who managed Clinton's server, enters the picture.
Yeah, so...
He's the one who used BleachBit, right?
Right.
The software that wipes data?
Mm-hmm.
What happened there?
Well, right before a subpoena was issued for Clinton's emails, a Reddit post popped up believed to be from Gambetta,
Okay.
asking how to strip a VIP's email address from archived emails.
Oh, wow. So, how to make them disappear.
Pretty much.
And this is right before they were officially requested?
Yeah.
Sketchy.
Chaffetz thought so, too.
Yeah.
He asked Comey how this wasn't trying to tamper with records.
Good question.
Yeah, and Comey said
Yeah.
it would depend on the specific record and the intent.
Hmm.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Gambetta admitted to using BleachBit after a subpoena and a preservation order were in place.
Wow. So he was granted immunity for that?
Yeah, that's what Comey confirmed.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the use of BleachBit after a formal request for those records
Yeah.
really didn't look good.
So if he deleted these emails after the subpoena, who told him to do it?
Well, initially, Gambetta claimed he was told to delete them back in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, but he wouldn't say who gave the order.
So we still don't know who was calling the shots.
Nope,
That's a pretty big loose end.
for sure.
Makes you wonder who was trying to protect themselves and what they were hiding.
Yeah, it's definitely suspicious.
Okay, so we've got destroyed emails, mysterious VIP immunity deals.
Yep.
What else is there?
Well, there's Cheryl Mills,
Okay.
Clinton's chief of staff.
Right.
Initially, she told the FBI she didn't know about Clinton's private email server until after her time as Secretary of State was over.
Really? No idea.
That's what she said.
I don't buy it.
Well, you're right. There
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
2010 email exchange between Mills and Justin Cooper, another Clinton aide,
Okay.
which directly contradicts her statement.
Really?
Yeah, in the email, Mills asks if the server is okay.
Oh, the server?
Yeah, referring to Clinton's email issue.
Oh, so she knew?
And Cooper confirms they're on the same server.
So she was aware of the server much earlier than she claimed.
Yeah,
Why would she lie about that?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what she was trying to hide.
Right?
And who told her to mislead the FBI, if anyone?
Yeah, who told her?
Big mystery.
It's like a spy movie or
I
something.
know, right?
So many twists and turns.
Exact.
All right, let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back with more of this deep dive.
Sounds good. So it really makes you think.
Yeah.
These conflicting statements, questionable actions.
Yeah.
It really raises concerns,
Yeah.
about concealing information
Yeah.
or even obstructing the investigation.
Obstructing, what do you mean?
Well, think about it. We
Okay.
have emails being deleted permanent.
After a subpoena?
Exactly.
Right.
And then you have Mills giving those contradictory statements to the FBI.
Hmm.
It creates a pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
That's pretty suspicious.
Like they were trying to cover their tracks.
Right, exactly.
But they weren't very good at it.
Not very good, no.
And remember, the whole thing started because of classified information in a non-secure setting?
That's right.
That's a big deal.
Huge.
So we're talking about more than just some lost emails here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is serious stuff.
We're talking potential national security risks,
Right.
potential violations of federal records laws.
Wow.
And then when you add in the potential attempts to hinder the investigation,
Right.
it raises questions about accountability and transparency.
So what happens if someone obstructs justice? What are the consequences?
Well, obstruction of justice is a serious offense.
Yeah.
Depending on the circumstances,
Uh-huh.
it can carry big fines,
Oh, yeah.
even a prison time.
Wow.
But beyond the legal stuff, there's a bigger issue here.
What's that?
Public trust.
Oh, right.
When there's even a hint of wrongdoing
Yeah.
or a lack of transparency from government officials,
Yeah.
it erodes public faith in those institutions.
You're right. I mean, how can you trust a government that's not following the rules?
Exactly.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and in this case, we have so many unanswered questions.
Like what?
Well, like who told Cometa to delete the emails?
Right.
Why did Mills mislead the FBI?
Right.
And were these isolated incidents?
Yeah.
Or was there a coordinated effort to protect Clinton from scrutiny?
Right. Good questions.
Yeah, and these questions fuel that distrust.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's put all the puzzle pieces together.
Okay.
Missing emails,
Yeah.
immunity deals,
Uh-huh.
contradictory statements.
Yeah. What's the bigger picture?
Well, the FBI was focused on whether classified information was mishandled
Right.
and whether any laws were broken.
Okay.
And the actions of Cometa, Mills, and everyone else, they raised these serious questions about obstruction of justice
Okay.
and a deliberate attempt to cover up potentially damaging information.
What about the argument that it was all just mistakes, like oversights?
Well, yeah, it's possible some were unintentional,
Right.
but the number of incidents
Yeah.
and the timing.
Like with the emails.
Exactly. It's hard to dismiss them as innocent mistakes.
So what's the main takeaway for you? Like, what's the most important thing here?
For me, it's the importance of transparency and accountability,
Yeah.
especially for people in power.
Okay.
Because when there's even a perception of wrongdoing or a lack of transparency, it undermines the public's trust in the government.
Right.
And once that trust is broken,
Yeah.
it's really hard to get it back.
Yeah, that's a good point. It makes you wonder, like, how often does this stuff happen
Oh, yeah.
behind closed doors?
I know, right?
Scary.
Yeah, and that's why these cases are so important. They shine a light on things,
On
the problems in the system.
right.
And they remind us that even powerful people have to follow the rules.
Okay, so after all this,
Yeah.
what's the takeaway? Like, what should our listeners be thinking about?
Well, I think the big thing is critical thinking,
Okay.
question everything.
Especially when it comes to politics.
Exactly.
Don't just believe everything you hear.
Right, do your own research, look
Yeah.
at it from different angles.
Or perspectives.
Yeah, and then come to your own conclusions based on the evidence.
That's good advice.
I think so.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in all the noise.
It really is.
The headlines, all the talking heads.
Yeah, you got to filter it out.
Yeah, you got to think for yourself.
Absolutely.
This is more than just emails and servers.
Right.
It's about transparency,
Yeah.
accountability, and trust in our institutions.
It's about the big picture.
Well said.
Thank
This
you.
whole deep dive has been crazy.
I know, right?
Deleted emails, immunity deals, conflicting statements.
And it all points to
I know.
this potential erosion of public trust.
Which is scary.
It is really scary.
Well, on that note,
Yeah.
I think we've given our listeners a lot to think about.
Hopefully.
Thanks for breaking all of this down for us.
Of course, anytime.
I'm sure we'll be back soon with another deep dive.
Sounds good.
Until then, stay informed and stay curious.
And keep thinking critically.
Absolutely. So today.